afternoon, everyone. Thank you for staying. We promised ourselves to be very entertaining.
We are very fun.
Yes,
Yeah.
and those who left do not know what they are missing. How to get money from media. So, let's see if we can put the slide I prepared. So I don't know if you can see it. I pointed out our small countries, how they like to call us low audiovisual capacities.
We have it there.
But we are also on the map when it comes to the media, Creative Europe media success stories. And to put everything in the context, Nebojša from Drugi Plan was awarded this year for the co-development together with Act 4 and Jonas, and for the TV series Volcano. And I want to underline that in the co-development scheme this year, Nebojša's and Jonas' projects were 5th ranking as the best projects. So it really intrigued the evaluators, and I'm very proud that Nebojša, as the coordinator, was on the list. This deserves the applause, right? Yeah.
Well done.
So 47 projects, in total 119 coordinators and partners secured 6.5 million euros, in particular for the Volcano, 119,021 euros. I don't know why not 120,000 euros, but this is something that you calculated.
Yes.
When it comes, so co-development is, as the title says, for the development, from the idea to the first day of shooting, but we also have Reykjavik Fusion, and Act 4 secured for the production money, 500,000 euros. It was quite competitive call, I must say, because so many projects had pointing system between 85 and 81 points. So 22 projects were supported with 54 coordinators and partners, securing 11,761,000 euros. So well done, both of you. So.
Thank you.
I also want to thank NEM for having this opportunity to present also success stories and having the media label on the projects. The sound you hear are my earrings. I apologize for that. This is something that I didn't plan
That's
well.
why Madonna never have this kind of earrings.
Yeah.
We always take our
She
off
has
before.
Madonna's mic never wears it.
Yeah. So something to learn, lesson learned. But let's dive in and put your TV series in the context. So I will start with Nebojša and Volcano. So the idea has been growing onto you for quite some time, but then this magic moment of meeting someone from Act 4 happened in
2018 in Rome over dinner with a group of really, international, mostly European producers, colleagues, and by chance, one of today's partners in Act 4 joined the dinner, and the host remembered that we in Drugi Plan had some crazy idea about, cooperating with Iceland, and, he invited me to pitch. I didn't want to pitch over the dinner, but then the fellow producer started to chant, pitch, 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 pitch. So I pitched, and then I got a partner. So it's it's for the people who don't know, it's a simple pitch. It's the next big catastrophic volcanic eruption happened on Iceland, which is going to happen for sure. It's a really matter of, if not...
We're all waiting.
Yes, I mean, it's a ticking clock. I mean, in terms of our lives, maybe, but it's very likely that we could witness it as well. And it is of such a huge proportion that the life is not possible on Iceland in that moment. So entire nation has to be evacuated and resettled somewhere. And in this chaos, an urgent situation. International community, together with the Icelandic government, they make decision to resettle on Croatian islands and to wait. So we call it the series about natural and the social catastrophe. Even if we are.
Just tick all the boxes.
Yeah, so, but basically it's interesting thing because back then we thought that it's quite easy way to tell the story. Volcanic eruption is a the climate change in a really in a hyper speed. That so it's the biggest force of nature we can witness on the planet Earth. The last one, then we, back then we started to make some research. Of course, the crucial moment was the eruption in 2010 of
Eyjafjallajökull.
Thank you. So it's like it's and then we were making these researches and we found out that the last really big eruption happened on Iceland in 1784, and it was so strong that it literally covered entire northern hemisphere, and in the next 4 to 5 years there was no proper spring or summer in the northern hemisphere. Very heavily, of course, Iceland was mostly affected. Back then it belonged to Denmark, so Denmark was considering to take off all people from the Iceland.
A third of the population moved to Canada.
Yeah, the part of the population went to Canada. Great Britain was also very affected. France, in particular, who was the biggest food producer in Europe in that time. And finally, the social consequences of this eruption, the social consequence was something we know as a French civil revolution. So Icelandic eruption of volcano called Laki directly caused the French civil revolution. So when you put these things together, in order that people become aware of how deadly and what could social consequence of the climate changes be, we think that, we don't even need to be metaphorical, we simply play with something which once before happened. It happened much more times in a planet Earth history with the even more deadliest, repercussions. So.
And it will happen again.
And it will happen again for sure. So that's, and now we want to kind of simulate what will, how we can play with that, and
So 8 episodes, 50 minutes,
yes.
Right? And for the co-development call, it's important to underline how both of you actually are collaborating, especially when it comes to the writing. This is the task to be fulfilled in the co-development. So can you maybe also go into these details?
Yeah, I mean, obviously it's not only impossible, but it would also be disrespectful to either or Iceland or Croatia to try to write the story of the Icelandic population settling in Croatia without having both Icelanders and Croatians involved in it. So it's a very, story-wise and development-wise, it's a very organic project for cult development. We need both voices because it's the story of the clash of it, really, and the parallels, of course. So we have worked very diligently and closely together on developing the story, bringing out the, let's say, cultural spices of both nations as we see them, and then, of course, use writers from both countries to...
So mix them already
yes.
now
Absolutely.
in the process. Okay.
Absolutely.
I mean, it's If I can add, we are all, in a way, as always in the projects we did, we are, no matter of the titles, sometimes we don't take the titles of creators or script writers or co-writers, but we are deeply, even when we are waiting for the writers to deliver, the teams of both companies work on content, exchanging ideas, where we can go. It's, it's all about kind of finding the code, because, as I said, it always turns you in a direction of the simulation, so you have to predict, but you have to then know, it turns you not only to dig into the Icelandic, from our perspective, Croatian perspective, or the opposite, it turns us, Croatians to dig in, to try to predict how our people would behave, so, and then, of course, all that influenced the drama lines, pets, and, so it's
And I think the companies actually align quite well, because the DNA of both companies are quite alike in the sense that we on the floor that are running the companies we've always been involved in the creative process of the projects that we do. So it's a good project to be working on with this wonderful guy here, because we can both kind of add to it, and of course our co-producers from Act 4.
And in terms of the
well.
directors, they already decided, or it's still in the development?
It's not, we are not on directors, but
we have some ideas, but
we have some
Yeah.
that's all
ideas.
we'll
I know
say
that you
about
put it probably for the application.
we lost some on the path
Yeah.
so far, but
That's life, yeah. And
That's
since you know Nebojša, that we are always discussing when finally Nebojša will apply for media. Now Nebojša applied, got the award. So did media open doors for you now, or what's the how shall I say? So now when you are on the media list,
it's we actually never. We tried once with the film, but then it didn't work. But it was not a matter of media. It was us back then, searching for ourselves. But the importance of media is bigger than ever. As we all know, the industry is really in enormous crisis right now. So the significance of the soft money sources is higher than ever. Combined, we can see now that even the big countries like Germany is turning to cash rebate systems, trying to find a way to compensate the losses, the lack of acquisitions and everything what's going on. I mean, I think in a way I won't say that, we back then we didn't need it, but somehow we were all set, so we thought, okay, maybe somewhere else will need it more, so we will not go there, we will not interfere. Here in this situation, this was like really the perfect, this was literally idea of across Europe cooperation. You have two variants of Europe, two small markets, two small nations with we truly believe great story to tell, and we really needed some kind of stamp of approval, and media was the right choice in this. So and I mean there is not so many sources where you can get support for co-development, you know, so
Indeed,
that is also very, very important in our case.
Yeah, and media kind of forces you, because I see also some students here, that you really devote the time to invest in the quality, so that you really find the right partners, that you really go to the markets and to participate at pitching events, go to the training programs. So, and that you have enough investment so that you can work on your storytelling and to really put it on a level up.
Absolutely. And, you know, at the end of the day, the best thing you can invest in development is time. But time in our industry costs money. And for two nations to have a story that organically brings them together like this one, it simply wouldn't be possible without a financing partner like the media program in this case.
So you kind of gave nicely intro to your story and Reykjavik Fusion, because you seem to really like collaborating with the region. Your first project to be supported by media was co-development WOOL with Milena Jambasovic from Serbia. Now it's Volcano with Nebojša, and then also you applied for the TV and online, the production.
Correct.
Reykjavik Fusion. So before we see the trailer, maybe just give a short intro of what the story is about.
Yeah, absolutely. We're proud of this one. It's our newest series. We wrapped on it now in November. In very short, it tells the story of a very talented Michelin star-worthy chef that is coming out of prison and faces what prisoners face all across the world when they exit prison, the fact that no one is willing to take a chance on them. No bank will give them credit, no one will hire them for a job, no one will rent an apartment. So they turn back to a life of crime. This protagonist in the series wants to start a restaurant. He gets a little loan from a guy that was with him in prison in return for laundering a bit of money through the restaurant. Long story short, it all goes to shit. And he's get pulled into the world of crime. We shot it in Reykjavik. We really tried to put the money on the screen in this one by using the best lenses we could find and importing the Ukraine to do, you know, real car chases. All the explosions and fires are SFX done on set, real, not VFX, etc. We did enjoy the support of media on this one for the TV and online one, which made it possible to really up the production value of this little series. It's 6 episodes, 52 minutes. Mm-hmm. It's a co-production with Arte and was pre-sold to AMC, Spain and Portugal, YLE in Finland, ERR in Estonia, and the Icelandic telecom company was the commissioner at home.
Shall we check?
Am I forgetting anything?
No, let's see the trailer.
Okay. and these stunts on the bikes, where they were from?
Croatia.
Yeah, of course. So what I did, we needed stunts. Stunts in Iceland are ridiculously priced, like everything in Iceland. So I called Nebojša and I said, you know, do you know any good stunt guys? And he connected me with a Croatian stunt team, and these guys are, thanks Nebojša.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.
Call Nebojša.
World-class stuff. So all the fights and all the doubles and motorcycle crashes and everything is done by Croatians.
Okay. What is special about the narrative part of the Reykjavik Fusion? You did something completely different, comparing to the typical noir.
I mean, typical scanty stuff is you know, natural lighting, handheld camera, slow, long scenes. That's the usual crime we all know and love. But we did something different here. And in the spirit of the title of the series, Fusion, we wanted to fuse together a bit of maybe Europe and the States. So we went for a more Hollywood approach to it by, through the development and the narrative of it, we did it, short scenes, fast cuts, very actionable sort of communication of all the characters involved. We really tried to do a different pace of a series in this one compared to what we do in usual crime series from the Scandies. And we were very happy with that.
And you work with two directors?
We worked with two directors.
Who are usually who are known for commercial.
Yeah. They're huge in the commercial world, the directors. Absolutely great pair to work with, called Samuel and Gunnar. Done massive international conglomerate ad campaigns. This is their first sort of drama series that they do, and it was a lot of fun working with them on it, because the ad directors, they have such, an eye for the detail on screen. So nowhere in the series will you see, a white wall with no picture frames on it, like we often see in television series. There are details and there are textures and layers in every single setup. And we decided to invest in that in this one, to have the feel of it. Awesome. I must warn you, because you're all from the industry, we just wrapped. This trailer is just something we did for the wrap party. It's ungraded, unsound edited. So, as you watch it, bear in mind that it's not graded, because it still looks amazing.
Yeah, but we are still waiting.
Yeah.
So
are we still waiting, guys?
I also asked you today during the lecture at the university, but something that you would not repeat is...
What was it?
Something that you would not repeat or ever do again.
Look, we did this series in 50 days, which is short. It worked out in the end. We did it very well. And
one unit?
No, we split into 2 units, and during a couple of days we actually did 3 units. Okay. So the total days shot per unit was more. But the rule we really learned in this one was just always listen to the AD, because when they schedule and they sit down, they tell you the truth. And
well, AD is the key person. I mean, key link between directorial and production part, and should be the producer's best friend.
He is.
Yeah.
Usually directors take them to be their best friends, and we somehow allows that, but that's the wrong, the AD is, our man or woman on the ground, so it's very important.
Yeah.
And so far you've sold it, who is on board actually in terms of
so these
directors and televisions?
These wonderful partners I listed a minute ago, but in addition to that, we of course have Wild Sheep Content, which is Erik Barmak, formerly of Netflix, who's distributing it. And I can't go into much of the details, but the territories are getting fewer and fewer that are available. He's doing a super job on knocking on doors with it. He's a fun distributor to work with, lovely guy, only writes emails in the subject line, which is kind of intimidating when you first work with him, but hugely talented and an excellent distributor to have with us.
Okay, and the release date, you're planning it for?
Sorry?
A release date, like a premiere.
Right, so we're going to deliver at the end of May, which is horrible for the Icelandic commissioner, because no one watches television in Iceland in the summer. We get like 2 months where it's okay to be outside, so no one is inside during that period. So we'll probably not premiere it until October-ish. We should all be inside by then.
Okay.
Yeah. And then, of course, Arte will need time to dub it and get it ready for their regions as well.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do we have questions from the audience? I really apologize for the trailer, but maybe we will do it some
If
other
you
time.
leave us your emails, Jonas will send you.
I did
It's
send
all a
it.
scam. There is no trailer.
I did send it, but it's okay. Yeah. Any questions in terms of the application? Or I hope that we also have in the audience someone as a national broadcaster from Croatia to see how it's lovely to collaborate when you're applying for TV and online, because this is my dream to have also Croatian TV series being supported under the TV and online, because in the example of Iceland, it happened in the previous program period. That's why I was also invited at one festival, and then I started to analyze the results, and I saw only Iceland taking production money under the TV programming scheme, and in less than 3 years, you kind of reached out to up to 3 million euros, having 7 TV series to be supported under media. So it's not that you're not interested in co-development, but you have a different national funding system that is low in terms of
Correct.
other national funds, but you have great support from the broadcasters that recognize the importance of writing the letter of commitments.
We do, and I mean, we kind of, they say it's like you mentioned earlier, Nebojša, it's we've all heard the dark, gloomy comment that the industry is in a bad place now, and that this is the age of co-production where we have to go through soft money and co-production partners and all of this. The thing is, Iceland is so small. There are like 300-something thousand of us. We're practically all friends on Facebook. Because there is little money from the commissioners there, it's a sizable chunk for them, but because of this, in order to produce proper size, proper budgeted television series, we've always had to co-produce. We've always had to go abroad and finance through other channels. So it's age of co-production for everyone. For us, it's business as usual, really.
And we are new on that ground, and I have to say so far, I mean, no matter, I mean, it's a different, I mean, definitely different culture up there when speaking of co-productions and cooperation. So the Nordic region is well known for that, the rest of Europe is, I have a feeling, still looking, for model. We have completely different situation on the other side. We got a grant from Eurimar series pilot program for another project in amount of 500,000 euros with the extremely strong companies from Germany, Italy / France, Belgium. But it seems like it's almost impossible to close the co-production, which is also very organic. It's Croatian-Italian story in essence, but in the next level, it's also very European story. So yeah, we can see right now that we are in some interregnum, I would say. The big co-production on European level were reserved in a way for kind of directly between big broadcasting, linear broadcasting systems. So now they will also have to understand that it should be carried by independent producers. Another good thing, and that's happening as we speak, that, for example, United States is closing the doors for British companies and productions as a traditional co-production partner. So the Brits will now start, who are really suffering a lot in this moment, so they will start to look to Europe, so again, everybody are, especially the companies from the Western European countries, are trying to understand the scheme, how system works. For us, media, Eurimage, especially on the side of the film production, was lifesaver. For them, it's novelty, and they will hopefully need us with much more experience on that side, so we can, plus, different kind of production incentives, so suddenly, as I said before, the soft money is a life saver for European audiovisual industry in a moment, and we will not wait that long that the colleagues from the States or even from Asia will come here and knock.
Knocking and
yes, but we are ready.
Yeah, and in a way we are also reinventing ourselves because we used to really. Sorry, I'm looking all the time the messages.
Yeah, we are stuck in a 2 minute
yes.
loop.
We're getting messages on the screen here from the tech guys, and they apparently have the trailer ready.
Yeah.
Oh, the trailer is ready.
We have the trailer ready, so this is the message. Yeah. So let's see the trailer. Thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Þú varst auðvitað kom út úr fangelsi og þú vildir ekki hitta börnin í fangelsinu. Akkur var það?
Hvað þarftu? Ég þarf húsnæði, smálán. Þú veist að ég er ekki einn venjulega banki.
Þú kokka matinn og ég kokka bækurnar.
Þú ert ekki farin eitt fyrir að þú samþykkir að elda hérna.
Ég get skilið hana séns.
Þessar 2 hörpur og borð 7.
Flottur staður.
Takk fyrir það.
Af hverju fengum við aldrei að heimsækja þig?
Það fangist ekki góð staður fyrir börn.
Fuck.
Hvað í fokkanum ert þú að gera með einhverja byssu hérna?
Þú snertir ekki dótið mitt aftur. Skilurðu mig? Þetta gerist á staðnum þínum, þannig þú ert nú að þegar að laga massa hluti af þessu, sko. Þetta nýja fötin. Í nótt, þá ert þú Heiðmar.
Ég er að fara að opna í kvöld.
Heldur ég ætti bara að vera þetta með Heiðmar í frystikistuna á opnunni?
Ef þú hægir á þér heima á hátinu, þá get ég hent þessu.
Nei!
Við erum ekki að fara út að grípa okkur með þetta.
Fucking gungið mér, ég er hætt. Fullkomið.
Við ætlum að prófa takeaway.
Jæja, gamli. Það var það bara búið.
Borgaði bara.
Ef ég borgi ekki þessa skuld, þá er ég á fjölskylda minn dauð.
Ég er búinn að leggja hellingspening í þetta.
Trullar lappir.
Hver er það?
Gæi sem gat ekki haldið kjafti.
It's good, right?
That's good. That's good.
Yeah, sorry for this little technical detail, but thank you very much so that we can make this wonderful closure. Yes, applied to media, everything is possible, so even for our small countries as well. And I look forward to see Jonas more and more here in the region, right?
Definitely. And we will apply for production funding as well. So
We promise to do
hopefully
that.
soon.
Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Thank you.
you.